this is Maria from It's Alright This World, and welcome back to Marketing Mate. It's been 2 weeks since I have last shot a video, and I'm really sorry about that. I know I promised that this will be going to be a weekly thing, but apparently not. So yeah, promises are made and broken. No, no, let's stop that. No, ever. It's just that I'm caught up with a lot of things past 2 weeks, and considering the typhoon that hit us last week, so there are so many factors that hindered me from doing this. But anyway, I'm back, so I hope that I could maintain this again for the next few weeks. And thank you so much for still tuning in to It's a Writer's World, and let's get started on this one. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. It's something that I've really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed because I guess this is my specialty. No, it's not my specialty, but content marketing is. So today we're going to talk about clickbaits. So clickbait. Sorry if my handwriting is really bad. So we're going to talk about clickbait today, and for those of you who doesn't know what a clickbait is, a clickbait is an article that you may find on social media. It may be on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, anywhere in the internet. You know, the raises intrigue on the readers. Like example, you never know what this girl has done until she blah blah blah. You never know what this dad has done to his daughter when he caught her doing this ellipsis. So these are the clickbaits, the typical clickbaits that you see on Facebook. So how do you incorporate that in your marketing strategy? You know, without going into the dirty strategies that most clickbait writers do. And just to give you a brief background as well as to why these clickbaits are resurfacing the online world, especially for the past how many years, because I think there's a regulation now on Facebook that they're going to hunt down this clickbait sites, and they will be removing them from Facebook to avoid confusion amongst users, because a lot of these clickbait sites, they seemingly appear like a legitimate news portal, and it raises hate, it raises confusion, and so much more other negative emotions that we don't really want. So the reason why clickbait has become very popular amongst bloggers is that they're into AdSense. They have if you will notice, their pages are built with lots of ads in them. They are triggered to get more impression, to get more clicks for those ads. So there are some ads that that pay for per impression. So the longer you stay on the site, the longer that this bloggers or website owners earn from AdSense or any other ads platform. So there are also some ads that disguises as a next button, because if you will notice that most of these articles, most of these websites, they are formatted in a slide type of article, where you have to go to the next page and the next page and the next page to learn more about what they're talking about. So that's another thing, and it fools you when you click on that next button. It fools you and it redirects you to another page, and then you have to go back and you can't undo that click, and they already earned $3-4 for that click, and it's a very profitable market. So there you go. That's the reason for clickbaits. So how do you incorporate that in your content marketing campaign, and why do you need to incorporate that in your content marketing campaign? It's very simple, because you want to attract your target audience to your site. At the end of the day, you still want these people going to your site and you can't attract cold traffic. You will never get to attract new people to your site if you don't trigger the emotional buttons. I kept saying this in my past videos. You have to trigger emotional buttons, especially if you're dealing with cold traffic, because with warm and hot traffic, you already have their loyalty. You're already exchanging emails with them. They're already in your subscription. they are already loyal customers. But for cold traffic, you have to tickle their fancies. You have to please them. To what do you want from us? You know, you're basically asking them, what do you want from us? What can we offer you so that you'll be interested in our services? So, content, number one thing that you should offer them is a viral content, like that of article or a video or an image or infographic, etc., with the principles of clickbait embedded in them. But of course, I would highly discourage you to use the negative principles of clickbait, because one of the things that I really hate about clickbaits is that sometimes they give out false information. Well, not sometimes, most of the time. They give out false information so that the people will click on the ad or click on the article, which is of course a very wrong way to attract cold traffic. And if you're a corporate company, of course that is a mistake. So the only thing that I would want you to incorporate from the clickbait is that the genius of writing the headline, or the genius of making your content very much relatable to your target audience. So the first thing that you have to remember is you have to think about an interesting title. You have to structure your title in a way clickbaits are doing. So how do you do that? So first, you have to be very specific. So you have to be specific. How do you do that? You know, for example, how to bake a cake. This is the post. You know, the how-tos is a very, in the Filipino term, gasgas. It's a very used pattern to write a title. You know, even though people are typing in on Google when they're searching for instructions, they always type how to do this, how to do that. But when it boils down to this type of title, it's no longer very interesting in these people, because they already see a lot of these articles, and people are looking for something imaginative or something unique, something less boring, and because obviously our attention span is very short. So if you are going to say how to bake a cake, so the first thing that comes to mind people is that, oh, this is going to present a very lengthy presentation on how to bake a cake. If you make it a bit more specific, you are actually setting your audience's expectation on what you are going to say in your article. So how do you make it more specific? 1, 3 ways to bake a cake. So you're already, by just adding the number 3, you've already made it more specific. Oh, so I'm gonna expect 3 ways on how to make a cake in this. I can just choose one of these ways, and you know, whichever works for me, and I will be able to have a cake. So another one is, and this is more popular, bake a cake in 2 minutes. But just adding the time 2 minutes in your article, you have already triggered the imagination of your readers. You have already set their expectations that oh, I will be able to have a cake in 2 minutes. But of course, it's not a type of cake that you can buy in a bakery. It will be a mug cake, or a cake that's for a single serving, you know. So, and most of the time when you're trying to, you know, search for a cake recipe, you just want a simple cake that's going to fill up your tummy anyway, in a, you know, for a snack, because you're craving for it. You don't really want a full-size cake. So again, you can do this 3, define how many steps or how many ways you can achieve your goal, or you can add the time. So it's either adding the number of steps or the time. So another example would be, you're writing about tips. So in the past, you can see tips on how to bake, for example. So this is a very common way to write an article. We've already seen this on article banks, and most people are seeing this as spammy content anyway. So again, you have to make it specific, and you have to write down how many tips you're going to present. So 5 tips on how to bake a cake, or make it more specific. 5 easy ways or tips in baking a cake. You know, by adding a number and adding an adjective, or an adverb or whatever. Sorry, by adding a number or an adjective or anything that's going to a modifier for that number, you can already help set your readers' expectations on what they could see on your article. So obviously it's easy. Okay, I'm gonna read this article, or 5 hacks on making a cake. That's a more popular one, by the way, these days. Must know, must learn. 5 unforgettable, or quick and easy way. This thing. So number 1 is you have to be specific. Number 2, you have to trigger emotional buttons. I love this term, emotional buttons. You have to trigger emotional buttons. So how do you do that? By incorporating emotional words in your content, or adding more modifiers, adding strong adjectives. In the example earlier, so we have how to bake a cake. So what type of cake? By saying what type of cake, you can already trigger emotional buttons in that. Because if you compare how to bake a cake with bake a luscious dark chocolate cake in 2 minutes, if you compare these two, of course you'll read the other one. Because it has already set your expectations, and 2, your imagination is already rolling. Oh my god, I'm going to be able to bake a delicious, luscious, dark chocolate cake in under 2 minutes with these tips by this author. So you can already see the difference in the emotional pattern that you're getting at. So as if you compare how to bake a cake with a luscious dark chocolate cake in 2 minutes, you can already see, you can already feel it, that there's a difference between the two. So another example of it, for food it's easy, but for some things it might be very tricky. For example, let's talk about this previous work that I've had with the certifications company. So this is a very, very serious company, because they are selling certifications, and they are tackling very corporate topics to their campaigns. So example, they're going to announce an ISO 9000. Sorry, I'm no longer familiar with the services. An ISO 9000 certification. So instead of that, because probably they're going to say how to get certification, an ISO 9000 certification, or whatever that is with that. Let's say updates. So, for example, they're going to announce the new updates of an ISO certification. So, how to write this to make this more specific, to make this more emotional. So, one thing is that, you have to be very specific. You have to, because this one is very general. You have to make it more specific. If I were going to write the content for an ISO certification updates, I have to first start with which industry am I going to refer to. Am I going to refer to the automotive industry, or I'm going to, because this segments your audiences. The important thing is to segment your audience, because if you're going to tackle something like this is going to be general, and everybody's just like, oh, it's going to be boring, it's not gonna speak to me because I don't really understand it. So you have to be more specific about it. So example, for this week, you just talk about the automotive industry. So ISO 9000 certification updates for automotives, or you do this. updates, ISO certifications for automotive businesses. This is a very popular way of writing a title these days. You have this I'm sorry, this one, the parenthesis, I'm not sure what this is called, but I'll just call it parenthesis. So that is one popular way, especially if you want to emphasize that it's an urgent matter to deal with. So that's a good way. So for something serious like this, you really have to put in the industry. Which industry are you referring to? And the last one, the last secret that I'm going to give away. The last secret I'm going to give away about clickbait writing, especially in title tags, is that this is what I call leading by example. So what is leading by example? Well, how do you write a title that's leading by example? I'm pretty sure you have seen articles that write something in a long way, like 10 ways to succeed, like, or 10 ways to, let's get showbiz in this, to get a bum like Kim Kardashian. So this is a good title for this principle, which is leading by example. So 10 ways to get a bomb like Kim Kardashian. So who is your leader? It's Kim Kardashian. Love it or hate it, she's still very popular, she's still an icon. So of course there's so many people who loves her. So Kim Kardashian, you have mentioned Kim Kardashian here, and then what specifically do you want to get a bomb? Of course everybody likes her big booty, so okay. And 10 ways specific. So here in this structure, in this title structure, you already have three emotional sorry if I haven't paid enough attention on my language courses, language classes in high school, so I don't really know if this is a modifier or an adjective. Oh my god, I'm a writer and I don't know these things. So you already have 3 phrases to trigger emotional buttons. So you have the 10 ways, which is a specific, how many steps do I need to take? What can I achieve? So you can have that good booty, good behind. Like who specifically? You have Kim Kardashian, which is your model. So leading by example, you have to have your icon up there, and then of course a lot of people would want to follow that icon, so you can already grab the attention of the followers of this person. So another way to do it is 5 ways to succeed like Zuckerberg. Again, you have incorporated here 5 ways. Success. Everybody wants to be successful, and your leader, who is Zuckerberg. Yeah? Of course, we have the vice versa of this, the opposite side of leading by example, to how not to do that. So you can see several articles that say 5 mistakes to avoid, like something like that. So you can become as successful as Mark Zuckerberg, or I forgot the other one, but how not to succeed like Kim Kardashian, or just by incorporating a name and what they are known for in your article, title, you can already get a lot of people's attention for that, because one, you have a lot of followers for that name, that authority, because they are an authority, so they have a lot of followers, and you can already attract these people to your article. Second, since they are known worldwide, so even if they're not followers of this person, of course they want to succeed like that person. They want to achieve something that that person has. So there you go. On the next video that I'm going to present to you, I guess next week, we're going to talk about how you could write your first paragraph, much like the clickbait article does. Because you know, the subject or the title line is just the first step, you know, into luring in your audiences. So of course, the second one is you should have a very valuable content to offer. Your content should be very interesting to read, and if you don't, they're just going to spend like 4 minutes or 4 minutes. You're lucky already. If you're just going to spend like 10 seconds in your website, and for a hit to consider a hit, they have to stay for more than 4 seconds, because as much as possible you really want to lower down your bounce rate. Not so many people are familiar with bounce rate. Bounce rate is the metric used in analytics to ensure that your target audience is finding value in your content. So if your bounce rate is high, you can already see that, oh, maybe my content is boring, or maybe my followers is not getting much out of the content that I'm writing. So you have to keep watch of the bounce rate percentage and the average duration session in your analytics. So all of these things, I'll just discuss it in the next video. So I hope you really got something out of this first one, and feel free to ask questions on this page of It's Writer's World, facebook.com/It's Writer's World, and check out mariasubidal.com for any more updates on content marketing, SEO, and social media. So, bye guys, and see you soon.